Yes. Smart girl, dumb world. Y'all, it's episode 5. What? We are showing up.
We're
It's your
being
girl, Malaika
consistent.
Jules. We're being consistent, and that's the exercise right now. And we're having a
Hmm.
great time, right, Star?
Yes, 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 yes.
Hmm.
Star Rock co-host.
Star Rock here. You already know my homegirl, hip hop journalist, reluctant, of course, because what in the world with the culture? And I'll be honest with y'all. Guess who hasn't been keeping up with the Drake Kendrick beef, y'all? It's me. Y'all, I done checked out. I'm not gonna I listened to like the first song, like first I was like, oh yeah, rap beef. Like, bro, when I tell you, I don't know what's going on. And I knew it got real because last night I was at a party and somebody came up to me straight up and was like, I can tell that you're not affected by the Drake Kendrick beef. And I was like, I'm not. I don't know what's going on. He proceeded to give me the whole rundown, honey, and this it's a
And
scandalous.
you said you were at the parties. You said last night, right?
I
So
was at the party
Saturday.
last
So
night,
you
literally.
missed the whole, like I said, the shortest response time in hip hop history. Because
I
when
missed I slept through Black History and I'm so embarrassed. If my, it's like I'm so embarrassed. Like anybody in the future, I know I messed up. I messed
Mhm.
up. I fell asleep.
It was so much because when Drake dropped, so I guess like Drake had dropped. So we gotta take this back. So in
Star's
early
gonna
April,
break it down
mid-April.
for us, y'all. Star's gonna break this down for me and for
Yes.
anybody else who's lost in the hip hop sauce, baby. The
It's a
hip hop beef
lot.
stroganoff. Lost in
It's
the
a lot.
stroganoff. Star's gonna break it down. So break
So
it down, Star. I'm a student.
apparently in 2012, I do remember this. Kendrick came out with Control and he basically was like, ain't no best, he's the best, all that typical stuff. Drake didn't like that. After that, I guess the two of them were like trading shots back and forth between each other. And things came to a head when Drake, Kendrick teamed up with Future and Metro Boomin on a song a few weeks ago, I guess, called no, actually, I'm jacking this up. I got to pull this up. Hold on. So, okay, Kendrick
Wait,
just
so are
everyone
you
in.
telling me that this beef started in 2012?
It was 2012. This is
You telling
like,
me this beef has been simmering in a hip
yeah,
hop crock pot,
yeah, it's been.
slow
I
cook,
love it. I love it. I love
slow
it. Yeah,
cooking over a
because there was
decade.
that when Kendrick even said, he said, I remember in Control, he even said, he was like, he's the king of New York. Like he was talking real reckless in that song. He said a lot of crazy stuff.
I love
And
it.
yeah, Drake didn't like that. So apparently they were like subbing each other over the years. But fairly
This sounds
recently,
like beef bolognese.
it really is like beef stroganoff. I don't know. But like, so Drake and Kendrick, I mean, I keep saying Kendrick. Kendrick is on my mind heavy. Drake and J. Cole made a
Mhm.
song called First Person Shooter. There's a video for it and everything. And J. Cole in that song, and this kind of tells you where J. Cole's mind always has been. Like, it's not a surprise that he dropped out. But so J. Cole said that him, Drake, and Kendrick are the big three in hip hop in first person
Mhm.
shooter. That's what he said. Kendrick had a problem with that. And so Kendrick gets on the song with Future, produced by Metro Boomin, and he goes in and starts throwing shots again at everyone. And he said something about Drake that, look, I'm, as much as I'm running this down and I have been kind of, voyeuring this whole beef. I don't know what he said about Drake, but in that particular song, it was something that was obvious, apparently. So from there, Drake responds like a week later with push-ups. And this is after J. Cole came out with 7 Minute Drill, right?
Okay.
J. Cole comes out with 7 Minute Drill, then apologizes for 7 Minute Drill and drops out and deletes it.
This was like 2 weeks ago, right? This was like 2 weeks
No,
ago.
yep.
Okay.
Like April 12th is
Okay.
when J. Cole, April 12th ish, mid-April ish.
Okay. Okay.
Then April 19th, Drake comes out with push-ups and also tailor-made freestyle. The tailor-made freestyle, I guess, like that was kind of like a jab at Kendrick doing songs with Taylor Swift, like basically trying to say you went pop, which is ironic coming from Drake. I
Right.
don't know, whatever. Kendrick responds with Euphoria. That was April 30th last week. Then he responds May 3rd with 616 in LA or 616 in LA, right? Like that's, well, 616 area code, whatever, 6 God, all that. Drake responds with Family Matters on Friday. 40 minutes later, no. Friday, he responds with Family Matters. Then he replied on IG with like some subtle shot, like it was like a clip of a movie, basically. This girl is like going down a list of like, I hate that you do this. I hate, like, just trying to make fun of Kendrick. May 3rd, Kendrick releases Meet the Grams. And then Drake out with so May 3rd, that's the last I have. So this isn't actually up to date. He came out with Meet the Grams. So after Meet the Grams, Kendrick also comes out with Not Like Us. Not Like Us, at the time they were talking about this, is the latest diss song in the universe. And Not Like Us is the song that, so people have been complaining about Kendrick's previous songs, like, oh, you can't bop to this, you can't bop to that. Drake's last song was a bop, Drake came out with more of a bop, because I think Drake released the video too. So Not Like Us is out, and not only is it a bop, but it answered those critics, because we have OV Ho, like that's gonna be the hook at a party. People gonna be at the party. People that don't rock with Drake, they're gonna be in there like OV Ho. It's definitely on some like Cali P Funk. Like, if I could Crip walk, I'm not a Crip. I respect the gang culture, but if I could, I would. It's definitely giving some like, hey, like it's Kendrick got Drake. Kendrick got him. And that's the crazy part. On Twitter Friday night, it was like damn, what was trending? He's already dead. That was trending. Click on that. People was like, damn, Kendrick, he's already dead. That was what people were saying.
Is that when people had the OJ glove? When did the OJ glove come into the fact?
That is, so one of Kendrick's album artworks is that glove. I think it wasn't not the Not Like Us song, but the previous. So apparently, well, it wasn't an OJ glove. So apparently, the song that Kendrick dropped before Not Like Us, the artwork was. So the story goes, there's like a glove and like a some kind of jersey or something. So apparently, Drake's dad got his luggage stolen at some point over the years in LA, and somehow. That's what the artwork is supposed to be. Like, we got your shit, nigga. Like, that's what that was.
I hate it. Are you serious?
And then also on the artwork, there's like a box of Ozempic with Drake's name on it. So it's supposed to be they got a hold of Drake's Ozempic prescription. Now, granted, all of this could be Photoshopped for all we know.
I love it. Oh my God, it's so good.
It's real.
I'm so entertained. I'm so...
And I know somebody probably gonna come for me because I probably botched a little bit of that like timeline, but I'm not into it like that. I'm just from the perspective of someone who played the dozens or witnessed people playing the dozens. I'm just curious about this beef from that standpoint. Like, I want to hear how deep you can go with it, ripping someone to shreds. And honestly, I'm neither super into Drake nor am I super into Kendrick. Drake's never been a favorite of mine. I've always kind of peeped some of these things about Drake that people are saying now. But I think Kendrick did a great job of bringing those things to the forefront. And so for the purposes of this back and forth, I got to go with Kendrick. And honestly, I don't even think, like, I think some of the stuff Kendrick is saying about Drake can apply to a lot of the culture vultures that have been in hip hop. So
100%. 100%. 1000%. Yeah, I definitely, like, just as a person who completely checked out of it, as a person who, even like, I've listened to a couple of the songs, I haven't listened to all the songs, and I can't, like, it's like my brain, it's like I feel like I'm just full. Like, I feel like I can't take in any more information. And for some reason, a rap song with more than 4 to 5 words in every bar, like, my brain is like, wow! The emoji where it's just melting. It's like that's what started happening in my brain. And
I feel you.
I have, it's like I have comedy shows that I have one yesterday. I have some coming up in the next week. And I've been so focused on my shows. I was like, I don't have the brain space for rap beef at this time. But at
Nah,
the
I
same
get it.
time, guys, here I am missing out on Black history.
Because no, when Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, that was the shortest response time in hip hop history. That was Friday. And that's why I was looking at this list. Someone posted the list on Twitter. I'm like, they don't even have Not Like Us on here, probably because they made this list before that even came out.
It's I just love how hip hop is constantly invigorating. It's like I don't even have to love it or agree with it. I just love that hip hop is constantly invigorating whatever space it occupies. Like with whatever it has, you know, it's like that spirit lives on. I hope that yesterday, my friend who was talking to me, who was like, I can't believe you know, well, not like I can't believe, but he was like, I can tell you're not into it. You know, he was like, I was like, well, let's look in the bright side. I said, they're probably having fun. I was like, I was like, nobody's going to get killed. He was like, I don't know. I don't know. And I was
this is giving like we were talking offline about your girl from LA that's in Toronto right now. This is giving, and you got to understand, folks in other countries, like I'll use Canada specifically. They know how we feel about them. We don't look at them like they're some gangsters. Like I know there's hoods in Toronto. I know there's gangsters in Toronto, but we come from the land of gun violence, right? And United States is infinitely more violent. And this is going to sound crazy, but we do feel like we're bigger and badder, right? Because of the experiences that we've had and that we've gone through. When you deal with a country that has crappy gun control, and because of that, and because of how we are the architects of hip hop. I feel like somebody over there is going to feel like they got something to prove. They're going to have to try to prove that they're bigger and badder, or, you know, so this could really create some kind of tension.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm hoping that it's just a great business ploy. It feels very much like marketing plan to me, which is
brand
what
deal
makes
beef.
it hard. It's brand deal beef. We got brand deal beef, you know, Vans and El Pollo Loco are going at it. You know? It's like, so it's hard. Like I was just saying, I was like, it just doesn't feel like organic. Like I almost wish the beef started with like them being at the club and like somebody pushed somebody else. Like I'm like,
right.
This beef, like I need you all to have been in the same room.
Or even if it was like on some Jay-Z Nas, because like let's be real, Jay-Z and Nas were fighting over Carmen. Like that's literally what started it, right? So even if it was well, actually no. Apparently it seems like Drake has just been a terrible person behind the scenes. So that's actually because the other part of this is Metro Boomin. Remember, Metro Boomin's the producer. Producers don't be in hip hop beef. Like what?
No.
Metro Boomin tweeted. He tweeted I guess it was supposed to be like an email exchange where I guess like he was accusing Drake of trying to cock block a song that had either come out or was about to come out, and like Drake basically was pulling a Karen and tried to stop it. And so Metro Boomin tweeted the email as receipts, but he also in his rant was saying that he had more, and he's like, I'm not going to tell people why I really don't rock with you because it would make them not rock with you, kind of type stuff that he was saying. And I'm like, I feel like you're just not telling us right now, but it's probably going to come out because this is war. And clearly there is something happening behind the scenes that's making people not fuck with Drake, because it's Kendrick, it's Metro Boomin, it's Future, it's we know A$AP Rocky why he doesn't rock with Drake, right? Because like Drake's been throwing shots at him, and shoot, Drake threw shots at him in one of the recent songs. I don't see A$AP Rocky jumping back into this. I mean, he had a couple bars for Drake in another song where he was like, "Keep Rihanna's name out your mouth." And so Drake had a shot back to him, which he technically did keep Rihanna's name out his mouth, but he came at him directly. So, but anyway, I say all this to say there's a few rappers that just seem like, shoot, Kendrick even said Drake had beef with Pharrell. Like, who beefs with Pharrell? Well, no, people beef with Pharrell. We know the whole Khalees thing, but I'm just saying from the men's standpoint, because Kendrick had said something like he'll take Pharrell's beef on. So I guess that was tea, that there was something between Drake and who knows? But apparently Drizzy's been busy behind the scenes, and It's another one of those things. Like, see, Drake has. I'm just gonna say it. Drake has pull in the industry, not like on some Amanda Seales type stuff, right?
Right,
Like we know behind the scenes what that deal is, but
right,
Drake has pull, so people probably
right.
would pretend to rock with him,
Yeah,
but now
right.
you're starting to see all these other names that are like, nah, we don't rock with you. People
Yikes.
with pull though, right? Like they're calling him out. So I don't
Mm.
know. Drake's been busy behind the scenes being a bad person. That's what it seemed like.
I guess 2024 is just the year where the bad people are getting called out because, like, I think people are tired of not saying that they're a bad person. Like, it's like, I mean, I know I get tired of not mentioning that some people that I know are complete garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like, I just don't do it because it's like, but I can only imagine once you do that over a period of like 15, 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then people see that you're untouchable, basically, like, yeah, people start to talk. And I guess that we're just in that time because a lot Drake's name keeps popping up in kind of shady
It
situations.
keeps popping up, and then somebody even said something about how Drake slept with Lil Wayne's girl. And I had heard this before, but someone brought it back up. The
Mhm,
sleuths go digging to try to find all the
mhm.
messed up things you've done, and somebody was saying how like Drake slept with Lil Wayne's girl when
Yeah.
Lil Wayne was in jail. Just like
So
yikes.
Drake is just that dude. Like, is he stealing your girl? Is he Mr. Steal Your Girl?
Yeah.
It's just
it,
like,
it feels very much it's giving the type of cornball that has a name that's like I can do what
mm,
I want because I'm Drake. I can steal
yeah,
your girl because I'm Drake. Oh,
yeah,
she's gonna want me because I'm Drake. Like
right,
that's what that's giving. And that probably transfers over
yeah,
to into other aspects like that type of that level of like self-centeredness kind of transfers over into how you treat other people. Like it's not just about stealing women.
yeah. Yeah, I wonder if the reason the rap beef ain't interesting me too is because, like, I'm like, does Drake even write his own raps? Like, are these raps coming
You,
from the
you,
heart?
you know Kendrick has shots for that too. Like he was
Okay,
like
yeah, because I'm like,
he was
what
like
actually
he was like this beef is not just with you, it's with your ghostwriters too. Like I'll
all right,
smack them
okay,
all
yeah,
up
because I
too.
was gonna that
Yeah.
was okay. Maybe I should listen to the Kendrick song. Maybe I need to. Maybe I'll find it. I'll do a reaction video. I'll try to record myself if I can bring myself to care that much, which is what this is all about. It's all about me. I'm caring for you, internet. Look at me participating.
And it's definitely worth it to point out that Kendrick has definitely been in the tweets, like not just anybody's tweets. He's been looking at the black womanness and
Mhm,
some of the things that we've been saying about Drake, like this incel
mhm,
type stuff
mhm.
that's coming up with him. And like, because Kendrick has said, I don't even believe that you like women. And,
Yeah,
of course, there's always room for double and triple and quadruple
right.
entendre, right? Like, and this is hip hop. So he could have just been calling him gay, right?
Yeah,
But I don't think it's that. I literally think he's basically lumping Drake into that collective of men who they might have sex with a woman, but they don't really like women like that. Like
right.
they don't like women as people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Drake's been giving. So
I think that that's the thing. I think that is the boiling point that we've reached. Like, I think that that might be with Kendrick too. I think that,
mhm,
like, the disrespect of Black women
mhm,
in all spaces, being all the way turned up, has made it so that, like, when we get it from our own musical spaces,
mhm.
it's like, really, bruh? I'm going out in the world, I'm dealing with all of this, then I got to come
And I
home
get it from
and listen
you.
to you steal my style and tell me that I ain't shit in the same rap verse. I'm
Right. And then we gotta point out Megan is the one that technically that metaphorically threw the first rock. She was
what
the
was
one that
what
she threw the rock of accusing Drake accusing Drake of getting a BBL and accusing him of so you haven't been in the loop of beef, but in Megan in her song Hiss, she accused Drake. She was the first person to accuse Drake publicly of getting on song
yes,
on
I
wax.
remember that.
I'm
Yeah,
old, so I'm saying on
the his
wax.
was a moment.
And she
The
accused
his,
him
I
getting a
feel like
BBL, posting up in another hood with different accents like a bad B. My daughter's probably eavesdropping.
it's amazing.
But you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, yeah. And there's a part in the first song that Kendrick dropped where he actually kind of switched into a flow that sounded a little bit like Megan. So I was
Mhm.
like, all right, you're tapping into the black woman is set.
Yeah.
But I gotta mention Drake accused Kendrick of beating his wife. I don't know if that's true. It feels, listening to Drake, and Kendrick clocked this too, it feels like Drake is just making up stuff. At this point, look,
Yeah, he's
they're beefing to get the people going. This is the internet. You can you can say anything and people are gonna take it and run with it. So that's what that was giving. But I mean, all men are misogynistic. And I know someone's going to hear that and hate that, but they are. I'm not saying all of them are terrible. Like, a lot of them recognize the conditioning and might be trying to work on themselves. But in hip hop, no, that's not a thing. So
misogyny reigns, rules, and runs hip hop. And if you don't know, no, baby. God bless any woman that's a part of it. I know for me, good Lord, I'm so happy I was young and stupid, because this grown lady would never sign up to be in that world. As much fun as I had, like, and like, it's like, for me now, I mean, the hip hop spaces are so anti-Black women. Like, I'm just uncomfortable. I don't want to go.
And getting increasingly more anti-Black. They're very anti-Black women, but
I can't go.
the Black men that prop these men up, that treat us like that, they're getting pushed out too. And I think, see, that's the thing. Now they're starting to see. Now they're starting to see.
Now they're pushing me out too. Yeah. That's what happens to coons. Coons always get mad.
Leopards eat faces.
Coons get mad when they get trapped in the coon trap.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, it was a coon trap. I don't know where that was going, you guys. Just
Nah, I felt that though. I felt that.
Look, this rap thing is, I mean, I'm entertained. I hope nobody dies.
It's interesting because we come from that. We for real come from that. So I do hope it ain't gonna be Minister Farrakhan, but somebody, well, no, not even a mediator, but just leave each other alone.
I just don't see it ending like that. Like, I think this generation, and now granted, there's been many rappers who have been killed, right? But it's never been like no rap beef. I think the two rappers at the top of their game having a beef, there is too much vanity and success involved.
Brand deal beef. Going back to
exactly, unless somebody wants to be a martyr for something stupid, like it's like, well, don't die over it. We're entertained. Drop your album, sell your record, get your streams, like, do what you need to do. Let's get a good laugh. Like, for me, BBL Drizzy is something that I just love saying. Like, I love the way it rolls off the tongue. It's very funny to me. It's very funny to imagine a man with a BBL. Like, it does so many things for me. Right. On so many levels, bringing me joy. And it's like, does he have a BBL or not? I don't care. It's funny to hear. It's a funny concept. Right. So I'm kind of keeping it there. Like, now, if he really does have a BBL, am I concerned?
Check this out. So, and because he's getting Ozempic allegations too, right? And the comedian Roy Wood Jr. So there's a few things to this.
Okay.
Earlier, I don't know if it was this, I think it was sometime last year. Drake said he was having some stomach issues that he had to sort out, right? Okay. And that it was going to keep him from touring and being out in the streets. And then somebody brought up this year, one of the side effects of Ozempic is gastric issues, right? So that's another thing. Clocked. But another thing, the comedian Roy Wood Jr. said something so funny to me. Like, he was like, so back in our day, can you imagine if Tupac found out that Biggie was on Slim Fast? Like, you know how many jokes would fly?
Yo, that would be crazy. That would go crazy.
So that is really funny to me, especially with Drake ironically getting a BBL, being that we've seen the women that he likes, right? So it gives even more validity to, like, when Kendrick's saying, I believe you see two bad bitches when you're next to Sexy Ray. He said something like that. Not, Sexy Ray doesn't have a BBL, but as far as we know, but just Kendrick definitely had a lot of references to Drake, like thinking he's a bad bitch and like popping ass with the women, and there was a lot of that happening.
I love it. And like, for me, that's the comedy. Like, I love it. Like, just keep it light, guys. Keep it light.
Yeah, just
I don't see the
dozens back and forth. Right. Like, nobody needs to get shot.
We love it.
Don't be a gangster. I mean, if anything, I feel like, given what I do know about Kendrick's music, and like, he's been open about being traumatized by witnessing a murder at 5, which you was South LA is Inglewood, technically South LA.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you from Inglewood, so you know what that is, right? And
I do.
so I feel like he would be less likely to resort to trying to prove how big and bad he is. I feel like that will come more from Drake's camp. I hope not.
It always
They,
comes from the person that has to prove more. Like,
yeah,
I'm a gangster.
yeah.
Like, actually, you can just be an entertaining rapper. You can just entertain us with your fun words.
And I want us to move away from gangster shit. Like, just do it with your work. And that's the thing. That's another portion of hip hop that seems to fly over people's heads, right? Like, as much as we're like, beefing has always been a part of the culture, yes, but the point of beefing was to keep people from getting killed. That was supposed to be your way of fighting. Now, obviously, we know things have spilled over into real life at times, but the true point, the true core of it was this was supposed to be how you fought without, without someone getting killed. So hopefully it stays that way. They keep it brand deal friendly.
Keep it brand deal friendly. And I think nothing's more brand deal friendly than saying something like stop the violence. I was just a good old fashioned, old school hip hop. Stop the violence.
That's self-destruction.
Self-destruction. And I'm gonna throw in a fight the power. I'm gonna throw in a fight.
I'm not gonna lie to Kendrick got me with that OV ho.
Hey, throw in the OV ho, so y'all ignorant niggas hear me. You feel me? Like, okay, I love it. I'm gonna catch up on it, but I was like I should know all of this for the podcast. I was
don't do what I did, because I was like, oh, I don't care, and then I end up falling down the rabbit hole.
I was like, I said I'm showing up honest for the podcast. I was like, I didn't listen, I'm not listening. I checked out when I heard it, and now I don't care. But I've got to say, BBL Drizzy, golden linguistically.
We got to thank Rick Ross for that, right?
I'm not with you on the chicken thighs, but I am with you on the BBL Drizzy. I love it. I love it.
That was hilarious.
I love it. So I think what was cool just in talking with you, with you as somebody who has kind of always had your ear to the ground with hip hop culture for the last like 20 years, and us looking at like this whole rap beef and how fans are getting into it and just the back and forth, like the skills of the rap, just and us participating in this part of like rap culture that's very much a part of it, hip hop, music and culture, like, but hip hop is also such a wider culture. It's a broader culture. And we were having this conversation, and I want us to continue about like, has hip hop lost the plot?
Yes.
Like, what's going on, Starr? What is our friend hip hop? What are they doing in their world? Where are they going? Why are they doing this? What's happening?
Hip hop has lost the plot so bad. Like, I mean, just the level of culture vulture. And I do feel like this beef is kind of gonna bring that conversation up, because, like, of course, you have people who are like, "Oh, Kendrick is being biased against biracial people," and I'm like, not exactly. I am curious to how what the angle would have been at J. Cole, like, because J. Cole has a white mom, right? And I don't know if that culture vulture stuff would have flown with J. Cole, but even beyond that, like, there was a conversation on Twitter happening. DJ Vlad started trending because he went full on Karen. So apparently there's a woman named Morgan Jerkins, that last name, right? Like, so she's a PhD she's a PhD and a writer in her own right, but she is Rodney Jerkins' niece. And so I think, well, Vlad didn't notice when he went at her, but I'm sure he knows now, I don't know if anyone, I don't know that Rodney Jerkins would try to pull I'm Rodney Jerkins on him or anything, but it's just crazy how. So let me go back to what happened. So basically, Vlad tweeted something about Kendrick's song where he was like, Kendrick's Not Like Us needed a better mix. It takes away from the song. Now, you and I both know that it's very ironic that he tweeted that, because that means he's not like us, right? You know where we come from. We don't care about, who cares about the mix? Like, we're trying to get the words out there. We're trying to get the ether out there. Like, who cares about the mix, right? So that's
the only person caring about a mix at that moment is a hater.
A
We gotta
culture
get this
vulture.
song out, boo. It's called Woody. It's called Underground. It's where hip hop came from, homie. What you want?
Right.
Oh, polish. He's like, it needs to look white. He's like, well,
Someone
why
who's
you
not like us.
Vlad was like, well, the whites like it.
So Morgan retweeted and she goes, "You're white. This is a black folk affair." That's literally all she said. He goes, "So a professor at Princeton, mind you, he's adding Princeton, is telling me that a white person shouldn't be allowed to voice their opinion about hip hop. Is that how you interact with your students?" And like it just devolved into this whole thing. And she's like, she elaborated. She's like, "What I'm saying is you put your opinion in a discussion that's not needed. The conversation is and should center black people, not you." So then he's like, "Don't try to change your words now. I'm reaching out to Princeton about this Monday." But then she was like, "The semester's over. My contract has been completed." So then she's like, "But thanks for trying to bully me out of a job that centers black people because you got your feelings hurt." And so he's all like, "Well, it's called permanent record. Every university has one. I went to Berkeley myself. People spew ignorant and bigoted comments at you publicly and then act like they're getting bullied when they get a response. Typical victim mentality." How crazy is that? Like, I'll stop right there. It definitely goes, it's deeper, it goes further than that. But people are like really going in on him. But let's be real. I'm sure he said what he said to her because she's a black woman and he knows his audience isn't going to care, right? Like his audience probably feels the way he feels for all we know. But people are like letting him know, like, yeah, that Rodney Jerkins' niece. We know you care about stuff like that, don't you? But yeah, it sparked this whole convo of like people are like, get him up out of here, stop going on his platform. I mean, people have been saying that, and honestly, I don't know if anyone's ever going to stop going on his platform, especially because he pays.
Right.
But I like seeing that the kind of like convo of like, can we try to rein this thing back in? Because hip hop has gone completely off the rails. It's completely not for us, by us. It's something else.
I just want to know that one comment on the internet sent DJ Vlad completely off the rails to where he felt the need to contact Princeton. And
she's the only one he responded to. That's what people were pointing out. Like other people were saying worse to him than that.
And then he speaks about a victim mentality. I want to circle this moment because first of all, hi world. We Black women get about 5 to 6 of those comments per day in whatever space we're in, whether it be real life or digitally. We don't have the privilege of responding to that like that every single time. Now, when you have somebody like Vlad with his response like that, that's some victim.
And he's a millionaire off of his platform, being a culture vulture.
That's you being a victim. And you can't take not one shot, babe. And you up and hear from people that take it all the time. You can't take not one. And
she didn't even say anything crazy to him.
Playing victim, but you're just weak as fuck. Like and it shows that you have no context for the community that you're engaging in. Because actually you should be like, you know what? Word, let me step out of this. But instead, you go full Karen, revealing like who you truly are. And that's where we are in the internet, I guess.
Exactly.
So it's like so the moment, and that's why I just be careful with people, right? Because you could woo and wop, but he knows at the end of the day, Vlad knows that he's a white man and he could get a black girl fired. And he pressed that button, but it just wasn't.
Exactly. And then he tried to throw in, I went to Berkeley myself.
So a lot of assholes went to Berkeley. Okay. And they, what?
And a lot of them probably have platforms like him or some business that they built on the backs of people who didn't gatekeep properly.
Honey, let me tell you something. Black people, feel good about yourselves, because if you can't see that everything is built off your back and your brilliance at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Be conceited, because it's like, come on, son, recognize like. But I mean, I will say with the Black community, like we let so much slide.
Exactly, right? Just be so excited about when others are interested in the culture,
right? And I'm like.
And it's really not. It's usually like Black women are the first ones to call it out, and what happens to us?
We get
right. Oh, we're bitter. We're haters. But it's
also the victim card, which once again, white men like Vlad, victim. You literally, the moment somebody pokes your arm, you go cry. Victim. You're like, stop. It's like it's annoying at this point. It's giving bitch ass. It's giving fuck boy. It's giving mommy's boy. It's giving sucky thinger. Like, grow up. Ooh, I'm very passionate about this. Apparently,
as you should be. As you should be. And that's why I was like, even like with the Kendrick, like he had a bar where he told Drake not to come for Serena anymore, and I'm pretty sure that's on some Compton solidarity. Yeah, but I appreciate it, whether it's fake or not. I appreciate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, I think right. I think Kendrick is ultimately as somebody who's really from the outside looking in, who doesn't really. I'm like, what's the song? Huh? Like that perspective. What I can say is that, like, I just appreciate Kendrick Lamar bucking one for Black culture real quick, because I, as a Black person, as a hip hop artist, as someone who loves Black music, and someone who feels that Black music has been degraded down to the point where, like, Drake is the greatest. It's like, we all know about the brilliance, we all know about the corporate structure, the brilliance of our community, how it doesn't rise to the top. So when you have a rapper that's been the king for a decade plus, who was a transplant to the culture, it's nice to see somebody question that. It's nice to see somebody buck up. As a Black woman, I feel so unloved and unprotected by my community and the community. I'm so happy that he's doing that in that way. I know that ultimately people are still going to treat me like crap, because that's how our society is built. It's nice to hear Kendrick at least attempt to say something.
Right.
Something. And like, that's kind of where I'll leave it. Like, because Drake is clearly that dude. Like, and we all know that guy. We all, as women, we know those guys when we go to social spaces that are very disrespectful to women, especially Black women who are darker than a brown paper bag, Black women that they're not attracted to. Like, Drake gives that vibe, but at the same time, he want to know where you got your shoes, where you get your hair done, what's this name when you say it. Like, which one is it? Which one is it? I'm so tired of the obsessive repulsive shit.
Right.
Right.
Oh my God, that's great. Obsessive repulsive, right?
It's annoying. It's like, I'm obsessed with you. I hate you. You're ugly. But what are you doing? I hate your hair. But can I touch it? But I hate that. Why do you sound like that? But I need your sound. It's like,
right. Or you find a non-Black woman that's copying us. Right. That's clearly copying us.
It's like, you're ugly and you're rude, Black woman. But let me go get this pretty girl who's rude also, and she's rude like how you're rude, and she loves your style, but she's not you because you're ugly. But I love how she does. It's like, shut the fuck up. Black women just know you're a queen. Period. And all this other they checking for you. People who's copying you. Who are you copying? Nobody. Only if you have to. Only if you have to get to where you want to go. But we're not that. So I think for ultimately, Black women, rise up, see your greatness, because Drake wouldn't be great without it.
Amen.
Period.
Oh, this is hilarious. So what are our final thoughts? I'm like stuttering. I can't even get it out. I'm over here thinking about Kimi Ali. We were talking about the hip hop that we're listening to right now. I'm actually not much into, like, I think all this is performative and ridiculous. Honestly, a lot of like what gets pushed and what's out there. But like, when I do find artists that I rock with, like Doechii is is a female rapper who, she's like a rapper, singer, I guess. She's actually on TDE, interestingly enough. And I've been rocking with her for years, but I started going back into some of her old stuff, like her archival stuff. And she's really good. She's talented. She's definitely worth checking out. Kimi Ali, he is completely vapid and ridiculous, but he's amusing, and I like his punchlines. He has a lot of like punchlines going on, and his name is, I think his true rapper name is Akeem Ali, but he has a alter ego called Kimi Casanova. Kimi Casanova is like this, like he's got to be like in his 20s, but like Kimi Casanova is giving like 1970s Black exploitation type. He definitely seen a Superfly or Foxy Brown or two in his day growing up. He's from Mississippi, but like, yeah, I like the punchlines and the wittiness and what he has going on. and it's completely vapid and ridiculous, but it's fun.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for, fun.
No, I need fun. I need fun, and I need the disrespect, lyrical disrespect, to not go above a like medium. Like I don't need
Right.
like I don't need high violence, high drum, high car. Like I need medium. So for the most part, I'm really checked out on this hip hop journey. Like I'm checked out, but then when I check in hard. So right now, my favorite rap group is Blue Bloods Clan out of LA.
Check them out because you keep talking about them.
The fact that their name is Blue Bloods Clan. How do I like that stuff? Where are we? They are my favorite rap group. I love Hit Boy produced their latest record. Hit Boy went.
So they're doing something. They're making moves.
Hit Boy went off on these West Coast beats, y'all. Hit Boy done studied the greats. He done studied Battle Cat, DJ Quick. Okay, because he has taken these West Coast beats and he has done delicious things with them. And Blue Bloods, what I love about them is like they have a really chill style. But they're kind of like they're shock rappers. So it's like, but shock rap only goes to like how they gonna take your girl.
I'm not mad at that. I just want us to move away from drill. Let's move away from drill.
How many bitches they got, you know?
And that's Kimi Ali. That's Kimi Ali.
I'm of the age and the stage of life where I resonate with that. I resonate with those things for whatever reason. I resonate. They're not violent. You know, I'm not getting shot up in the middle of the song, which
right.
The drive-bys in the middle of songs I can't do. I'm from Inglewood. It's too much PTSD.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Like stop traumatizing me. I'm trying to.
That's what I'm saying. What we come from, and that's even going back to hip hop losing the plot, right? Like we know where we come from. Like
right. I don't.
It's never been a safari for us. Like we were in it. So
it hasn't been a safari, but it's been the jungle.
Yes. Word up. Doechii has an old song called Spooky Coochie. It's entertaining,
I love
to
it.
say the least. And she's the lone writer on it. And I think did she produce it? I don't know. It's worth it to check that out too.
And keep it light.
It makes a lot of sense for the stuff that I know of, because she came on my radar like maybe a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. But like now that I'm looking at some of her older stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense for this person that she is now, I guess. It's been interesting.
Yeah.
But
girl. Well, look, I think that we know each other because of the creative community of New York. And I know that when we were talking in our pre-production meeting, you were speaking about a friend in the community that you wanted to take some time to honor him. So I just want to give you a little bit of time to talk about your friend from the
yes, thank you, Dallas Penn. Rest in peace. He's definitely been someone who has been like a fixture on the hip hop scene. I know him more like underground hip hop independent. He was a low life. For people who are not versed in East Coast hip hop history, you can look up the low lives. There's like a whole story there. But he also was someone who was kind of at the forefront of like the hip hop blogging scene and podcasting scene. He worked with Combat Jack, rest in peace, who they had a podcast before everybody and their mama had a podcast. And so, he was one of those folks, always out and about, just a pioneer in the hip hop space, hip hop history, hip hop media history space. And seeing him was always a vibe. Like I used to see him out and about all the time. It was always love. He never was like a fake type of person. Like he was how he was online, offline. If you saw him, said what up. He was just always fun. Having him around, it was always a fun time. And it's really sad that he passed. I think both him and Combat Jack, if I'm not mistaken, had the same type of cancer. I'm not going to put it out there because I'm not 100% sure if it's what I think it is. But yeah, I mean, I hope they're in another plane, in heaven, podcasting, looking down at what's happening. Just, rest in peace, Dallas Penn.
That's right.
You'll be
Yeah.
missed.
And it just goes to show the power of community and the power that we have in each other's lives, right? So once again, back on the value of the things that we do, the things that we bring to the world. Life is precious. Enjoy it. Let people know that you love them. And talk about the things that matter. And if you checked out of the rap beef, own it. Own it. Rabbit hole like she did. If you went down a rabbit hole, it's okay. You went down a rabbit hole.
I hyper fixate on things. I can admit it now. I have a
word
for it now. I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
Me and my ADHD tendency.
It's true. It's true. Well, look, you guys, no matter what's going on in this world, just know that I'm Malaika Jules and I think it's dumb. But I love it because I love the world and I love life. I love talking to Starr, my co-host, the author and reluctant journalist. I think we had a great conversation today. I hope you're a little caught up on this rap beef. I think I learned a little something, but I'll be honest, a lot of things are flying over my head. I think I just missed it. I miss Black history. I'm going to tell my grandchildren. She's going to be like, Grandma, where were you when the Kendrick and Drake beef was popping?
Because this is that beef now, right? This is that beef.
I'm like, I was writing these jokes, getting ready for it. I just don't remember. She's gonna be like, Grandma, you lame. And I'm going to be like, I will own that. I will own it. I'm owning it. But I am going to listen to this song. So I'll let you know. We'll check back in.
I especially want to know what you think of Not Like Us.
Because they're like, it's so West Coast. I'm like, is it really?
Very much is. It very much is.
So bad. I'm about to.
There's few places in this country that I'm New York to the heart, born and raised. Yeah. There's few places in this country that I like. If someone said you could do this over, where would you be from? Definitely LA and New Orleans. I always say that. Like Inglewood in particular, like Inglewood, Compton.
I got it. I love Black LA, and the reality is most of my life's work is Black LA centric. And I love home. I love Black LA. I love where I'm from. It is complicated, it's complex, and it's volatile. But I love it. And I love what's happening with Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, that's all I can say. But this is Smart Girl, Dumb World. I'm Malaika Jules.
And I'm Starr Rock.
And you guys have been amazing. Yo, hit us up in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. It's our 5th episode. Y'all see we doing this.
This is a big deal for us, okay?
We don't even care about views and subscribers. We just happy that we showing up. We at baby step number 1. Like, it's low-key. It's episode 5. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me I'm not a top podcaster, a top YouTuber, content creator. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta start somewhere.
How many subscribers do I have? How many subscribers? 3. But we growing. Maybe we could get to 10 subscribers by next week. That would be tight. Share, subscribe.
That might be a doable goal.
We'll go for 10. Like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment. Let me know in the comment, who are you? Are you Malaika or are you Starr? Do you not know what's going on, or do you know too much?
I love it.
It's absolutely fabulous, y'all. Well, this is Smart Girl, Dumb World, and we out.
Peace.